SCP-2000, Deus Ex Machina. If the world ends, the Foundation can crank out a new one in 5 days. 5 days. Forget Fallout bunkers. This is humanity's factory reset button, and it's buried under Yellowstone pretending to be a ranger station. Walk past the gift shop, keep going, and you'll hit a warehouse that prints humans like they're on back order. Here's what we're working with. 500,000 replicators churning out 100,000 fresh people per day once they get warmed up. You set a reboot date, and boom, society's back like it rage quit and loaded the last save. Your childhood memories. Probably just patch notes at this point. Which honestly explains my middle school haircut. Power-wise, this thing's running a 1 gigawatt thorium reactor with geothermal backup. Reality anchors so the universe doesn't glitch mid-print. And some temporal sinks to keep the timeline from doing weird shit while we reboot. It's not just a bunker. It's a bunker with an unlimited budget and trust issues. Oh, and they have used it before. Logs mention one time where it printed millions of almost humans with bonus organs. Extra organs everywhere. Bonus heart chambers. One mystery organ that could pick up AM radio. All of them dead within weeks. So yeah, humanity's backup drive had corrupted files and we just never talked about it again. Steve, our unpaid intern, asked if he could get a better origin story in the next reboot. Sure, Steve. Right after you stop poking the reality anchors like they're elevator buttons. Bottom line. If your dad suddenly knows how to cook or you have memories of Nickelback being good, don't panic. That's just the Foundation loading patch 2.0 and forgetting to wipe the cache. SCP-999, the Tickle monster. This blob turns off your fear like a light switch, and not with therapy. With aggressive cuddling. SCP-999 looks like someone melted a giant gummy bear. 54 kilos of orange joy that smells different depending on who's nearby. Fresh cookies for you. Peanut butter for most people. Play-Doh for Steve.
Bruh.
Witch tracks, because he eats the blue kind. Just touching it gives you instant euphoria that sticks around after. Depression, gone. PTSD flashbacks, paused. The Foundation basically uses it like a psych ward cheat code. Group therapy now includes 1 sentient comfort slime and a mop bucket on standby. And it works on monsters. During a cross-test with 682, the hard-to-destroy lizard stomped 999 completely flat. Everyone thought the blob was done. Then 682 started laughing. Actual belly laughs. 999 just climbed up its side and tickled until the apocalypse reptile passed out smiling. When staff pulled 999 away, 682 woke up, laughed so hard the room shook and escaped. Classic 682 move. But 999 still dragged survivors to safety before anyone could scoop it up. This isn't just comic relief. It's frontline trauma repair. It's a walking ceasefire that works on things literally designed to hate everything. Bottom line, if world peace ever happens, it's gonna start with a slime that smells like your best day and refuses to let go. SCP-500, Panacea. 47 little red pills in a plastic bottle. Each one's basically a cheat code for not dying. SCP-500 cures everything within 2 hours. Viral infections, bacterial nightmares, even the zombie plague from SCP-008. Doesn't matter how far gone you are. 1 pill, 2 hours, you're fine. Stage 4 cancer, fixed. Rotting from necrotizing fasciitis, back to normal. Medical science just threw its hands up and left the building. The catch? There's only 47 pills total ever. The Foundation tried making more, and every attempt either failed or made dollar store knockoffs that barely worked. So every pill's priceless. Every pill's rationed like wartime chocolate. And every pill sparks an office fight about who actually deserves one. These aren't curing hangovers, or heartbreak, or Steve's recurring rash. Denied, Steve. But if the right person gets infected at the wrong time, like a researcher with clearance to shut down a breach, boom, 500 comes out. 1 swallow saves containment. 1 swallow saves the day. This is the kind of thing that's way too powerful for the public, but way too useful for the Foundation to ever give up. Bottom line, SCP-500 isn't healthcare. It's basically a miracle in a pill bottle. And every dose is a bullet the apocalypse doesn't get to fire. SCP-2295, the Patchwork Bear. A teddy bear walks into an ER and performs a life-saving surgery. SCP-2295 activates when someone nearby is critically injured, pulls out needles, thread, grabs whatever fabric's around, and starts stitching together a replacement organ. Then the organ just appears inside you, working. No rejection, no infection. Just stuffed animal black magic. If there's 2 patients, it always picks the youngest first. And if there's no fabric, it rips pieces off itself to make the parts, then slowly regenerates over time like some kind of self-sacrificing Build-A-Bear that got way too real. Test logs read like miracles. Hearts repaired, lungs replaced, kidneys quilted together from couch cushions, and when it can't help, it just sits down next to you and offers chocolate. Sometimes it cries actual tears, which is somehow way more heartbreaking than a real doctor saying there's nothing left to do. The Foundation keeps it locked up, but also on speed dial. You don't put away a surgeon that can rebuild you after the 173 encounter. You keep that thing ready to go. Bottom line? If your surgeon shows up with button eyes and a bow tie, let him work. That bear's got better outcomes than your insurance, and he doesn't even charge co-pays. SCP-131, the iPods. 2 little teardrop robots with giant eyes. They don't blink. Just follow you around like hyperactive puppies who think you're about to die. SCP-131 are tiny, harmless bots that roll on little wheels and bond with people instantly. If you're about to do something stupid, they swarm your legs and physically block you. They're basically mobile don't die alarms with separation anxiety. Their biggest flex? They rolled into 173's cell and just stared at it without blinking. Gave janitors enough time to mop the floor without losing their heads. That one shift alone proved these guys are worth their weight in gold. Foundation even talked about assigning them full time to anything that moves when you're not looking. Best part? They don't eat, don't sleep, just vibe and silently judge your life choices. Steve tried adopting them. Too late. They adopted him. Now he's got 2 living Roombas with trust issues watching his every move. They look cute, but they're quietly saving lives every time they stop someone from blinking at the wrong second. Bottom line, they're not mascots. They're round little panic buttons with eyeballs, and they're doing a better job than your smoke detector ever did. SCP-3000, Anantashesha, a nightmare eel the size of a continent, lives in the Bay of Bengal and keeps the world from falling apart. SCP-3000 is a sea serpent so massive it's basically its own zip code. Also a Class 8 cognitohazard, which means looking at it too long fries your brain and leaves you drooling. But the Foundation still loves it, because this eel makes Y909, the key ingredient in every amnestic they use. Without it, the entire memory wipe program collapses, and if people can't forget what they saw, the whole masquerade falls apart overnight. There's a catch. The eel only makes Y909 after eating people, so the Foundation runs the ADZAC protocol. Divers feed it D-class on schedule, then harvest the fluid it secretes during digestion. Labs refine that into Class A through Class X amnestics. The whole world's ability to unsee things depends on one horrible sea monster getting its meals on time. But without SCP-3000, every public anomaly sighting would spiral into mass panic. Governments would collapse from knowledge alone. Brutal as it is, the eel's the keystone holding up the Foundation's entire cover story. Bottom line? The world sleeps peacefully because a giant eel eats people in the dark. Horrible deal, but it works. SCP-179, Sauelsuesor. There's a woman floating above the sun, and she spends every second pointing at incoming disasters. SCP-179 is a humanoid figure about 40,000 kilometers above the sun's south pole. Never drifts, never looks at the sun, just stares at Earth and points. When something dangerous heads our way, asteroids, anomalies, weapons tests, she gestures toward it. Foundation treats her warnings like gospel. When she points, they move. She's communicated once. In French. Short, calm, unsettling. Called the sun her brother. Made it super clear she's not property. She's a lookout. Guardian. Basically the world's most effective air traffic controller for extinction events. Foundation doesn't like admitting it, but without her we would have been blindsided way more than once. She's an early warning system that works better than every satellite we've launched combined. If she ever stops pointing, it won't mean good news. It'll mean game over. Bottom line? Humanity dodges asteroids because one space goddess is out there waving us off like planes on a runway, and we didn't even say thanks. SCP-990, the Dream Man. You fall asleep, you dream, and some guy in a suit shows up to tell you the world's ending. SCP-990 only appears in Foundation personnel dreams. Black suit, old school tie, calm voice, warns about disasters before they happen. He's already predicted deaths, containment breaches, even one nuclear chain reaction that could have erased most of humanity. Thanks to him, Foundation stopped it before the first domino fell. Best part? He doesn't show up talking in riddles. He's direct. Sometimes vague on timing, sure, but clear enough to actually act on. Every prediction that gets followed is another silent win for the species. And since he only talks to Foundation staff, nobody else even knows this guy's out there saving the world in their dreams. If one warning stops a breach from spiraling into a K-class scenario, that's millions of lives saved. Not with bullets, not with containment cells. Just a guy in your dreams. Bottom line? SCP-990 is not your sleep paralysis demon. He's your midnight analyst with a better track record than every news forecast and psychic hotline combined. If you liked learning about the SCPs that actually keep us alive, hit like. Subscribe for more monsters that cuddle you, cure you, or just straight up reboot humanity when we mess up. And hey, if your day suddenly smells like fresh cookies for no reason, maybe 999 stopped by, or maybe your roommate finally cleaned. Either way, W. Now ready to hear a song about it?
Secret SCPs, saving us all. 5 days to reset when the system falls, printing out a brand new world with 3 built walls. Blob of joy in the cell makes a monster laugh loud. 47 pills in a case, keep the reaper bound. Patch the lungs, stitch the heart, little bear takes the knife. iPods rolling close, screaming don't lose your life. Engine deal in the dark, trade a soul for the cure. Memories fade, clean the masquerade is secure. They save us in silence, unseen in the fight, holding the shadows so we see the light. From meals in the deep to a dream in the night, they're saving the world, but they're never inside. But they're never in sight. Solar system points high, warning fire in space. Dream man whispers in codes as to quicken your pace. Patchwork hope in the dark, little bear holds a line. Memory fades with the eel, trading blood for time. Wake up shaking from a vision, foundation holds tight. Every shadow hides a savior, keeping day from the night. We are blind to the guardians, but they still choose to stay. Push your fear away. They save us in silence, unseen in the fight, holding the shadows so we see the light. From meals in the deep to a dream in the night, they're saving the world, but they're never inside. Resume date entered.